All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your daily horoscope for Saturday the 17th of July 2021. We've got the moon in the sign of Libra early in the morning, creating a sextile over there to Venus and to Mars in the sign of Leo. Now, at the same time, this sextile between the moon and Venus and Mars here in Leo, see that sextile right there, which is about an easy flow of energy. So this morning we should be feeling, if you're up at this point in time or whatever time of day it is for you, a good connection with feeling yourself and connecting with other people. Expressing yourself, allowing yourself to be yourself, playful, and connecting with others. Now at the same time, we have these two quincunxes, that's what this line is right here, over to Neptune. So these two green lines and that blue line, that creates what we call a yod. This is a very powerful aspect in astrology because this is the base. So the base of this is our heart, our emotions, our feelings are connected with the others. We are the roots that connects with everybody else. And we're allowed to be ourselves, we're allowed to express ourselves, and the more that we are ourselves gives strength to those roots, and together we can grow as one. We learn from each other, we grow with each other, we build with one another, and it's like the sky's the limit here. The possibilities are endless. And this is just kind of a reminder to self of when we have this beautiful fire energy with this kind of magic and connectedness with others. It's like, well, we can really do wonders, and to not box ourselves in, with like a practical earth energy that's just like, no, you can only, stack 7 bricks before they fall. You know what I mean? That's what an earth sign would say. And this is like, no, we can do whatever we want. Really cool energy. As the day moves on here, here we go. We got a little T-square going on. I should actually rewind that. T-square going on between the moon, the sun, and Pluto. Moon in the sign of Cancer, this is about connecting with ourselves, connecting with our home, connecting with family, the mother, the feminine side of ourselves. This is showing up, where are we vulnerable? Where are we willing to share our vulnerability with others? This is a big one here with the opposition to Pluto. And this is saying that there is strength in this square right here. Something we talked about yesterday is that friction. It's just like we almost kind of thrive on friction in a certain sense. We need it in our lives. And squares are certainly that. Squares are friction. So the moon in Libra, square to the sun in Cancer, opposing Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn square to the moon in Libra. So this is our T-square in opposition. So this is our squares in opposition creates the T-square. So this is friction, but the beauty is saying that when we become vulnerable with others, there is a strength to vulnerability. There are many forms of strength. And this is saying when we open up about certain things, maybe traumas, things that have happened to us, emotional things that we kind of keep hidden or keep buried away, when we do expose those and expose them to the right people who can relate at least, or who are vibing on the same frequency, who it's not, like just throwing stones at us or boohoo, something like that. So when we can connect with the right people, but we can be vulnerable and open, or if we allow ourselves to be more vulnerable and open with individuals, then we find this strength and connectivity that like deepens the roots. It's really kind of, really feeling that. Very cool. At the same time, Venus, while this is all going on here, Venus is sceptile to the south node, which is a really beautiful connection while this is happening throughout the entire day, and while the moon moves its course from Libra into Scorpio. Venus here at 24 degrees Sceptile to the south node, letting go, letting go. This is, again, kind of dealing with thoughts or other people or emotional attachments, what we value. If we really valued somebody's word, we really valued, I talked about a friendship, that I had. I really value that friendship, but that friendship couldn't exist anymore after, my friend burned my grandma's house down. That's a true story. But anyway, so this is like this kind of beautiful release and power. So it's like we have this powerful connection of a vulnerability, opening up to vulnerability with other people, finding the strength in that. And then Venus here with the South Node is just like I'm allowing to let go and release whatever it is that is like the weight or energy. It's like cord cutting, if you're familiar with that process. It's like I release what, no longer serves me, and I take back everything that's mine, I give back everything that's yours. I give back your energy, and it's, kind of cutting off the chakras. But, so it's got this kind of beautiful energy where we're releasing that, anything that's stuck on our auras. And it's like we kind of let it go. And we can notice ourselves, are we repeating the same stories? This is an interesting thing going on here. It's like, are we keeping ourselves on the loop? Do we find ourselves repeating that same thing, of when the boss, a certain boss did this to you and that happened and this was an impact in your life, or a certain crash or an accident or a traumatic event that happened to you, and we keep going back to that as like a default, and it's just like, do we go back, to that same thing, that like memory on the recess, it's like, oh, because of this happened, this is like affecting my life because of this point in every day. And part of this is like, again, that self-responsibility. This is what Pluto is talking about up in Capricorn. Wherever that falls in your chart, whatever house this falls in, no matter what sign you are, with this, I'm generally speaking evolutionary astrology, but of course how it applies to you and your chart affects everybody, each individual differently, most certainly. But nonetheless, this is, like this kind of self-responsibility thing. And it's like, okay, I'm willing to, like, if I don't share that story anymore, who am I? If I don't, talk about blame this thing and not pointing fingers that that's bad, it's just like, it's part of life. And we get stuck on these kind of things. And that's the beauty of the fire, the air, this cardinal energy going on right now. It's just like alleviating all aspects of that, allowing us to really free up and move on. So we don't have to repeat those stories in these instances. And then we have the moon moving into the sign of Scorpio in the afternoon here, and starting to trine to Jupiter over in the sign of Pisces, which is another really lovely aspect. The moon in Scorpio now, it's like with this going deeper. We're exploring these new emotions that we're feeling. We're exploring these new things as we've just perhaps opened ourselves up, become vulnerable with other individuals. How does this feel? And Jupiter is like, more of this. Let's explore more of these ideas, more of these concepts. Let's explore more and see where things can go. How deep are you willing to go? And then another yod between Pluto, Capricorn, Neptune. Wow, sorry, I'm just seeing that. That's funny, that's popping out. Look at this chart, there's so much going on. And Mars here, and Venus, excuse me. And Venus. So Venus again being the point. This is, which is like, value your own expression, value who you are. At the end of all of this, value yourself, value your experiences, value those things that made you, value your scars, the wounds that you have, value these things, and allow yourself to just, it's like, okay, it's the past, whatever happened. Now I'm setting forth on whatever journey it is, or maybe it's just a new day. Maybe it's just another Saturday. Allowing ourselves to be free. I wish you enough on this beautiful day, my friends. Be free. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow.